This is Micah, and I'm going to go through real quick how to create new posts in the news and events section on academic landing pages. You'll notice here that I'm on the mathematics page, and I'm looking at three different posts. Now these will be the three most recent posts that were published in the mathematics category, either by someone in the math department at GC, or maybe by communications and marketing. Either way, your first step to creating a new post is simply to scroll down to the very bottom and to log in. So I'm going to click on this little login link. Now when I do that, my browser will log me in really quickly, but all you're going to do is stick in your GC username and password. To start creating a new post, you're going to come up here to this black bar, and you'll notice this black bar wasn't there before you logged in. And just click on New Post. That takes you to the New Post screen. And we have a couple simple editing parts here. So we have the title, we have some content, and we're going to get into excerpts, categories, and featured images in just a little bit. So I already typed out my post ahead of time. I'll just grab this content here real quick and paste it in. In another tutorial, I'm going to go over how to actually edit content in this visual editor here. Of course, you can do simple things like bold italics. You can also add and remove links, and you can add images and even image galleries, but I'll go over that in a different post. For now, we have a title and we have some content. We do need to do a couple more things to actually get to show up on the mathematics page. One of those is to add the appropriate category. So I'm just going to look up the math category here and check it. And I also need to add a featured image. Now a featured image is the image that will show up above the post on the math page. So if I go back here and I look at the three posts, you'll notice that here we have three different featured images. To add the featured image, I'm just going to click right here, and I'm going to select an image from my media library. I also have a couple more options. These are images that have already been uploaded. Let's say I uploaded one years ago and I want to find it. Well, I can use this little search box to try to find it. In this case, I'm going to type in math. Now, if when I added my images, I gave them a title or alt text with math in it, they're going to show up in this list. This will also search in the image's file name. So that might be helpful. In this case, I'll just grab this image of the student working. You will want to add a title and alt text to each image you upload, and this is good for search engines. It'll make your page rank higher. And it's also good for users with visual impairments, so it's definitely recommended. In this case, I'm just going to add a student working in math class, and that should be fine, alt text for this image. Great. Alternatively, let's say I didn't want to use an image that was already uploaded. I wanted to upload my own. I could come over here to upload files, and I could select a file from my computer. Great. So I'm just going to click down here on Set Featured Image. And you'll notice the image shows up right here. Great. Let's say I want to preview this post before I actually publish it. To do that, I'm going to click on this little preview button down here. And you'll notice it just shows me my post. Something to keep in mind is that your featured image will not show up when people actually go to your post. It's just going to show up on the math page or whatever other pages your post is embedded on. To actually have images show up on the post, I would actually have to use this Add Media button. Anyway, my post should be showing up now on the math page if I publish it. So I'll do that. I'll publish this post, and then I'm just going to go over here to the math page and I'm going to give it a refresh. Great. Here's my post. We're going to do two more things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to crop this image a little bit, just in case you get an image that has a bad crop when it's uploaded. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to shorten this excerpt a little bit. Shortening the excerpt is really easy. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some content from my post. I'm going to paste it in this excerpt box. And that way WordPress knows exactly what content I want to use as my excerpt. Cropping the featured image is just a little more complex. I'm going to come down here to the featured image and click on Post Thumbnail Editor. When you upload images in WordPress, it creates a bunch of different sizes. In this case, the size that we're concerned about is called News Small. To actually crop the image, I'm going to click on it and then drag with my mouse. And you'll notice it provides a nice box with a set aspect ratio. In this case, one that fits really nicely on academic landing pages. Also, when I have a green background, that means my image is large enough. If I would make my image smaller, I'll eventually get a red background. In this case, this image is very large, so I have a lot of flexibility. So I'm just going to grab a crop I like. If this button doesn't say crop and save, come over here to options and make sure it does. And then when I click crop and save, my little preview down here will update. Great. So my image is now cropped. I can close out of here, and I'm just going to click update to save my changes. If I go back to the math major page and I refresh it, I should have a new excerpt. Sure enough, my excerpt is now much shorter. But you'll notice the image stayed the same. Now that's because when you refresh a page, it pulls in new content, but for performance reasons, it keeps your images the same. It doesn't actually refresh your images. To do that, you need to use a hard refresh, which will be Command-Shift-R on Mac or Control-Shift-R on Windows. So I'll do that real quick. Now you noticed I'm zoomed in a little bit. My new crop is being used. Great, so I just went through editing a post. There is one last thing that might save you some time, which we'll go over. Let's say, for instance, in this case, that someone else already wrote a great article about our students. And instead of rewriting this article, we just want to link to it. In this case, I actually have an article from the Putnam competition website about who won the competition. What I could do, of course, is I could just link to this article in my post, but it would be even easier if I just had the post itself, when people clicked on here, just go directly to that article. So to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to select a link format instead of a standard format. Everything stays the same, except instead of you defining the content, you just have to paste in a link. And then when you update the page, and I'm going to refresh math here to update it again. Now when I click on this story, it will take me directly to the Putnam competition website. And that's really it. If you have any questions about editing academic landing pages, let us know, and we'd be happy to answer them. Have a good one.